I just went out.
Ooh, that one got you good.
What's up, y'all? It is Mother's Day. Say hello, Mom. Sitting out here with Newminster 400 and the Morgan Bones. Again.
Okay, now the mosquito got me.
Last video of the challenge, and it's Mother's Day. Decided to see if Mom would be willing to join us, and she did. She asked me to prepare her for any questions I might have before we shot the video.
Because you can never tell what Roman's going to ask.
They don't know my real name. There you go. Mm-hmm. How was your Mother's Day?
Fantastic.
What's a funny story you can tell them about being a mother in general? So it could be with my sister or it could be with myself. What is something funny that happened to you as a mother because of us kids?
Something funny. Something we can laugh about now that wasn't so funny back then. I can tell you when you were little, like maybe 10 months old, almost a year. I wasn't laughing then. We can laugh about it now though. But your dad had you in an H-E-B shopping cart going down the row of H-E-B. It was early.
If you don't know what H-E-B is, I'm gonna interrupt here.
Sure.
It's a Texas grocery store.
Sure.
Not every place has them, so that's what it is. Think of like your Kroger's or something.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that. So H-E-B.
Yeah.
So okay.
So you were sitting in like the child's little seat in the front, and so he went running down the aisle super fast, and then jumped on the little bottom ledge thing, and the basket went flipping with you in it. I was so mad.
How is this funny?
Okay, so that's what I said. It wasn't funny then, but we can laugh about it now because nobody was around to see it, just me. And I was so angry. I remember thinking I was so angry at the time. But then now that I look at it, it was the way everything just happened in super slow motion. And I can still, to this day, as old as I am and as old as you are, I can still see it in my head. You know? Or another thing I always remember is, Mom, I made a friend. Anywhere we go, everywhere we would go, you'd meet somebody at Walmart or wherever. Mom, I made a friend. Everybody was your friend.
All right, well, I don't think that the first story is funny at all.
It's funny now.
So you're laughing because of how I fell.
I'm
like
laughing.
You're laughing seeing my little feet go over the...
Because imagine, yeah, you're little and everything is itty bitty like this, and you're just like, it's just flipping, and it's just slow motion. And as a mom, you always want to protect your kid, but I was so far from the basket. I was at the end of the aisle that I couldn't get to you fast enough. And so it just happened. But now that, of course, you were all right, and I can think about it now, it's funny now.
Okay.
Admit, it's funny. It's funny. You know it is.
I think it's funny that you think it's funny. I would imagine that you would talk about like the time you were in a kickball team, right?
Oh, that was funny too. That was good.
And
I'm sitting in center field.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell this story. I feel like this one's a funny one.
I was standing in center field waiting for the inning to start. And I could hear you calling me, Mom, Mom. And then my other teammates who were sitting out the inning were the ones that were supposed to be watching you while I was playing out in center field. And then the coach says, "Hey, Terry, take a look at your kid." And there you are, standing at a little tree that's shorter than you are, peeing in front of everybody, pants down and everything. You were probably what? About 3, 4 at the most.
Well, I'm
And-
only 5'5", so almost every tree is still.
Yeah. And every one of my kickball members still remember that story to this day.
I think that one's funnier. What was the other thing you said? You said about
Making a friend?
making a friend. That's still.
Mom, my friend. Or our answering machine. Everybody would call our answering machine just to listen to the voicemail, because it's like, hey, leave a message, or hey, this is Terry and Roman, and you would have your voice super high pitched back then. And Roman,
It's still high pitch.
like your mother's.
Okay. I didn't have a plan for this video, like I said. So, if I can think of one more thing to ask you for Mother's Day, give me a second. I'll think about it.
I'll tell you something that I was blessed with
Okay.
when we had out of Sully.
My sister.
You loved her. I remember putting her on the floor on a blanket so I could cook dinner in the evening. And you would just lay there. Y'all are 4 years apart. And so you would lay there and just stare at her and just stare at her. And when she got a little older, I remember her telling you that she was going to marry you one day. I think you kind of took that to heart.
Marriage is a big deal. Okay, so I'll ask you 2 more things. The first thing. Who's your favorite, me or her?
That's not a question. You both are.
That's a
For
lame
different reasons.
lame answer.
For different reasons.
Lame answer. Okay, we know the truth. Okay.
You're liking that smoke, aren't you?
Yeah, it's nice.
It smells good.
You think? Okay, that's a really good one. Do you like the room note of this tobacco?
Do I like the what note?
The room note, like what it smells like in the air.
Oh, that one I do. That one smells
What do
good.
you smell?
I don't know, but do it again. Can't smell it. I think the air is blowing it that way. I can't smell it.
What was it? Sweet?
It was sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet, so it smelled good.
That's good to know if you guys are trying out Newminster 400. Decent room note.
Yeah, it smelled good.
Okay. This is the last one. So my sister is pregnant, and she's due in September.
Ooh, let's just ask a survey. Let's ask them what they think.
My question is, what if you had to give her one tip for raising her kid that you've learned by raising 2, what would it be?
I think that it would be kind of what I did with both of you. We had routines. We had things that were set set in stone, like come home from school, do homework, right off, have a snack while you're having homework, have dinner, take a bath, in bed by a certain time, follow that routine, because as much as kids think they don't like routines, they just don't know that they like routines. As a teacher, I've seen families who don't have the routines and how much kids struggle for a routine. So I did that with you guys. You know, we had a routine. We had church on Sunday. We had prayer before dinner. You know, we had a certain time for everything. And, you know, Dad and I followed that pretty religiously. And so I think that helped you guys. And even though sometimes y'all didn't always understand it then, I think it helped you both later. So I hope that when she has her son, because we know it's a boy, that she will put some routines in place as well. So that way, you know, he'll always know bedtime's at this time, dinner is at this time, homework is at, you know, at this time, and follow through with that. That would be my best advice. Routines.
I feel like it's a good tip. Okay, I guess that's all I have. So, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what do you want the baby to call you? Have you thought about that?
The CC Piper. We'll see you later on the next one, guys. Have a good one.